All new tonight.
My wildest dream is that we can cure brain metastases. My wildest dream is that we will find many treatment options for patients with brain metastases.
A possible medical breakthrough with a Connecticut connection. Tonight, a special charity is working to help find a cure for cancer. Channel 3's Eric Parker has our report tonight.
Every fall, hundreds in southeastern Connecticut go for a walk. From 6 miles to 26 miles, each of these people is here to raise money to fight breast cancer. There are survivors, family members, friends, and even people in the midst of the fight. The walk is organized by the Terry Brodeur Breast Cancer Foundation. Pat Burmall is their president.
100% of gross fundraising dollars goes directly to breast cancer research. And the way that we do that is we have sponsors that help with our operating costs.
The charity is as grassroots as it gets. It was founded by 2 friends in honor of an Old Saybrook mother of 3 who lost her fight with breast cancer. In 10 years, they've raised $3.4 million and handed out 34 research grants. John LaMattina helps choose who gets the money.
We seek out new researchers, people who are really at the start of their career, and those people tend to have the most difficulty in getting funds.
They now get several dozen proposals every year and try to fund 3 or 4 cutting-edge ideas in hopes of a big breakthrough.
We're looking to influence young, bright people.
Funding saves lives. Funding saves lives. So discoveries in the lab saves lives. And funding from Terry Brodeur has jump-started my career. It helped us build this program.
Even with 36 grants handed out, the folks at the Terry Brodeur Breast Cancer Foundation can't possibly be prouder of any recipient than they are of Dr. Priscilla Brastianos. She's the director of the Brain Metastases Program at Mass General Hospital and Harvard Medical School. She received her grant from the foundation in 2012 and just may have found something big. She wanted to perform genetic testing on patients with breast cancer, lung cancer, and melanoma who then developed a tumor or metastase in their brain.
Once cancer has spread to the brain, approximately 50% of patients will die of the cancer that spreads to the brain. So it's a devastating complication of cancer.
Starting with the funding from the Terry Brodeur Breast Cancer Foundation, Brastianos assembled a database of hundreds of tissue samples from around the world. She did testing on the primary tumor and the brain metastase to see if the genetics matched.
Surprisingly, what we found is that brain metastases are genetically different from their primary tumors.
That is a big deal because the genetics of a tumor tell doctors what drugs to use to treat it. Before, people with a brain metastase were excluded from clinical trials because they were often too sick. Now, Dr. Brastianos is targeting a trial just for them.
Historically, we haven't really understood why patients will progress only in the brain and not from here down. And one of the questions that we've always asked is, is this because the drugs aren't getting into the brain, or is it because of genetic heterogeneity?
Now, they may know why. It's because they should have been using different drugs. When she's not in the lab, Dr. Brastianos heads over to Mass General Hospital itself, where she sees patients in a brain metastase clinic. It keeps her connected to the reality of the fight, that it's real people and real families dealing with these tumors. But what's just as remarkable as her discoveries is that it's not just other people's real families, it's her family.
My grandmother was 23 years old when she was diagnosed with breast cancer, and she was in medical school at that time. And she died when she was 29 years old. So I grew up hearing her story and being inspired by her story to study cancer. My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was in medical school, and she recently passed away of metastatic breast cancer. So I'm driven every day by the stories of my grandmother, my mother, and my patients. We desperately need to find better treatment options.
She told us she hopes to know in the next year or 2 if she's right, if this researcher, with seed money from a small Connecticut charity, may have found something big.
I miss my mother every day, and she drives me. She inspires me. I dream for the day when I could walk in and tell a daughter that we have a cure for her mother. I dream of that day.
That's why she loves coming to work every day, because she's chasing a dream and just might catch it. And she got her start thanks to a grant made possible by some friends, a walk, and a tiny charity making a big contribution to the fight against cancer. Eric Parker, Channel 3, Eyewitness News.